Welcome to Drug Discovery, your source to everything drugs. In today's video we're going to be talking about an amazing plant called woodruff, also known as Galium odorata. Woodruff is a perennial plant that belongs to the Rubiaceae family just like coffee plants and is native to Europe and Asia. It can commonly be found in shady woodland areas, hedgerows, and along riverbanks. It's a versatile plant that has been used for various purposes, including as a medicinal herb, a flavoring agent in beverages, and even as a strewing herb to freshen up rooms. The leaves and stems of woodruff contain several biologically active compounds, including coumarin, tannins, and flavonoids. Coumarin is the primary active compound found in woodruff and is responsible for its characteristic sweet scent. Natural fermentation of woodruff, or also sweet clover hay, can occur. Under damp conditions, fungi can grow and produce an enzyme called coumarin 4-hydroxylase. This enzyme converts coumarin into 4-hydroxycoumarin, which is then converted into dicoumarol by adding formaldehyde. Derivatives of coumarin has been used in the treatment of various medical conditions such as edema, thrombosis, and infectious diseases. In addition to its therapeutic properties, coumarin also has some potential side effects. Large doses of coumarin can cause liver damage, and it can also interact with other medications such as blood thinners, increasing the risk of bleeding. For this reason, it is important to be cautious when using woodruff and to follow recommended dosages. Derivatives of coumarin can cause bleeding because it has anticoagulant properties, meaning it can interfere with the normal clotting process in the body. Specifically, derivatives of coumarin work by inhibiting the synthesis of vitamin K-dependent clotting factors in the liver. Vitamin K plays a crucial role in the process of blood clotting by helping to activate certain clotting factors. When a blood vessel is damaged, a series of chemical reactions are triggered that ultimately result in the formation of a blood clot to stop bleeding. Vitamin K is necessary for the activation of clotting factors 2, 7, 9, and X, as well as the anticoagulant proteins C and S. These proteins are synthesized in the liver in their inactive forms and require vitamin K-dependent carboxylation to become active. During this process, vitamin K acts as a cofactor for an enzyme called gamma-glutamyl carboxylase, which adds a carboxyl group to specific amino acids in the clotting factors and proteins. Once these proteins are activated, they work together to form a blood clot. Specifically, clotting factors 2, 7, 9, and X help to activate a protein called prothrombin, which is converted to thrombin. Thrombin then converts fibrinogen to fibrin, which forms a mesh-like network of fibers that traps blood cells to form a clot. Overall, vitamin K is essential for the normal clotting of blood, and a deficiency in this vitamin can lead to bleeding disorders. Ensuring optimal vitamin K levels is essential for maintaining good health. If your doctor detects a deficiency, it's crucial to take action and supplement with this essential nutrient. To make things easy for you, we've included a link to the vitamin K supplement that we personally use and highly recommend. Don't miss out on the chance to improve your well-being and feel your best. Grab your bottle of vitamin K today. Conversely, excessive intake of vitamin K can interfere with the action of anticoagulant medications. By inhibiting the synthesis of these clotting factors, coumarin effectively reduces the levels of active vitamin K in the body, which in turn decreases the production of these factors and prolongs the time it takes for blood to clot. This prolonged clotting time can lead to an increased risk of bleeding. In some cases, particularly if high doses of vitamin K antagonists, this bleeding can be severe and even life-threatening. Coumarin has been implicated in a condition called coumarin hepatotoxicity, which can occur in animals that consume large amounts of coumarin-containing plants, such as sweet clover. Damp, spoiled sweet clover hay contains dicoumarol, synthesized by fungi, which causes the before-mentioned vitamin K antagonism and reduces natural blood clotting. In cows, this condition is commonly known as sweet clover disease. Coumarin's link to the discovery of sweet clover disease can be traced back to the early 1900s when a farmer named Ed Carlson noticed that his cattle were experiencing unexplained bleeding and deaths after consuming sweet clover hay. Carlson intended to visit the agricultural experimental station and tell the state veterinarian how he'd fed sweet clover hay before cows with impunity. But it was Saturday, offices were closed, and everyone was listening to the Badgers play basketball. But Carl Paul Link, 1901 to 1978, was working in his lab in the biochemistry building, and Carlson saw the lights on and entered the lab. Link was from Indiana but entered the Wisconsin-Madison College of Agriculture as an undergrad in 1918 and then stayed on the faculty. With urging from his students, Link agreed to look into the problem. Link reported how he sent a disappointed Carlson home and watched him drive off into a snowstorm. 7 years later, with his graduate students, he reported isolation of the anticoagulant, dicumarol. Link realized that having a blood thinner could be useful medically, so he started to work on synthesizing analogs, and found that 4-hydroxycoumarin, patented in 1945, was 500 times more potent in prolonging prothrombin time than dicumarol. Based on this discovery, Link and his team synthesized a more potent and stable derivative of dicumarol, which they named warfarin, an acronym of WARF, the Wisconsin Alumni Research Foundation, and ARIN, a suffix used for drugs at the time. Warfarin was first tested in rats in 1948, discovering it as a potent rat poison. Rats like to eat, but they also like to fight. A rat consuming warfarin will bleed out and die after fighting. 1951 warfarin was introduced as an anticoagulant drug, inhibiting vitamin K-dependent synthesis of activated factors, therefore thinning blood and increasing the life expectancy of patients who suffer from higher risk of strokes, thrombosis, or heart problems. Today, warfarin is one of the most widely prescribed anticoagulant drugs in the world, used to treat and prevent blood clots that can cause stroke, heart attack, and other serious conditions. It is available in both generic and brand name versions, such as Coumadin and Januvin. According to market research reports, in 2020, the global market for anticoagulant drugs, including warfarin, was valued at over $20 billion and is expected to continue to grow in the coming years. However, the availability of newer anticoagulant drugs with fewer dietary and medication interactions, such as dabigatran, apixaban, and rivaroxaban, has led to a decline in warfarin sales in recent years. Despite the availability of newer anticoagulant drugs, warfarin remains a widely used medication due to its effectiveness and low cost. It is estimated that over 30 million prescriptions for warfarin are written each year in the United States alone, and it continues to be an essential medication for patients with a history of blood clots, atrial fibrillation, and other conditions that increase the risk of thrombosis. In conclusion, the story of anticoagulants is a fascinating example of how simple plants can lead to life-saving medications. The discovery of coumarin and its derivatives led to the understanding of vitamin K antagonism and the synthesis of warfarin. Let's recapture the most important key points of this video. In this video, we learned how woodruff and sweet clover contain coumarin and how under damp conditions, fungi can transform coumarin into 4-hydroxycoumarin and dicumarol. Coumarin derivatives have anticoagulant properties, and vitamin K is an essential cofactor for blood clotting. Vitamin K regeneration is inhibited by coumarin derivatives, which results in no blood clotting. We also discussed how coumarin derivatives and anticoagulant drugs together can cause life-threatening bleeding. Warfarin, one of the most common sold anticoagulants in the world, was introduced in 1951. Finally, we touched on the use of other anticoagulant drugs like NOACs that use a different mechanism to stop blood clotting. Thank you very much for watching our video on woodruff, its most common compound and its anticoagulantic effects. We hope you enjoyed our content. If so, please subscribe, like, and don't forget to ring the notification bell to always stay tuned to our new uploads. Join us when we delve deep into another very interesting pharmaceutical topic only here on Drug Discovery.